I absolutely love reading. It's my morning habit. I underline, make notes, and I learn so much. But a book only really changes you when it changes your habits. So instead of just reviewing the book, I'm going to give you 3 frameworks so that you can actually do something 5 minutes a week.
Because all of this is basically about atomic habits. The first framework is actually a reality check. So what does financially sorted really mean? You're probably thinking that car, that house, a certain bank account number, and a bunch of things you've been wanting to buy for a while. That is not financially sorted. That is actually a goal. That's a wish, something that you desire. That has nothing to do with what the future holds. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that systems are greater than goals.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Here's what I mean. For example, I want to go to the gym. I wanted 6-pack abs. I wanted to actually do the squats. I wanted to become really strong. And for the longest time, I just couldn't go to the gym. Years went by and I felt, "Yaar, kaise karu?" Then I changed my goal into one single step. Do you know what that step was? It was not a rep. It was not a new PR. It was not a pull-up. It was wearing my shoes. I'm not kidding. So instead of imagining that end goal, I just imagined the next step. And the next step was having my shoes and clothes ready the previous night. So as soon as I get up, I don't have to think. Wear them and just leave. In other words, because I wore my shoes, I actually was able to gain some muscle over a year. The problem with your 1 crore goal is that you're treating it like a goal. And goals have 3 problems. 1, a winner and a loser both have the same goal. The person who's not going to hit 1 or 2 crores also has that goal. Second, a goal is momentary. Once you hit it, what do you do next? And third, the goalpost keeps moving. You're never happy with 1, you want 5 crores. You're never happy with 1 car, you want that better car and then a better car. And because the goalpost keeps moving, you're always unhappy. So goals kind of suck. So the solution to this is pretty simple. You fall to the level of your systems, not rise to the level of your goals. James explains this pretty nicely. It's like the Pavlovian theory where if you reward a dog for some behavior, then he keeps repeating that behavior because there is a reward. And humans, animals are just the same. There is stimulus, you get a reward, and you repeat that thing again and again. And those form habits. Habits form our future. So we have cue, cravings, response, and reward. And it's pretty simple. Now for people who have a lot of impulse purchases, this habitual loop is where it starts. You receive an SMS or a push notification from a shopping app. It's offering an amazing BOGO deal. You click on it, you order it, that's your craving. The response is that you apply the coupon code, purchase it. It's delivered within a day, and that's your reward because you associated feeling nice, identity, self-worth from impulse purchases. But this video is telling you that the impulse purchase is actually bad. So let's change that entire loop. Now here is your first task, which I think you won't be able to do. Take a pen and paper. Step 1, write down what was your financial behavior. Where did you spend? Where did you invest? Where did you save? If you didn't do it, say I didn't do it. Any purchase you made, any financial transaction you made, write that down. Once you've done this really tough bit, I want you to tag it. Is it neutral? Is it negative? Is it bad? Maybe you sent money to your mother. I think that's a positive tag. Maybe you spent money on your credit card and it is way overestimated than what you thought it actually is. Zyada kharch diye, this is negative. So on and so forth, tag them all out. Now you'll know exactly where your issues are. To be honest, the first time you do this, you will not be honest with yourself. But please try to be. This one habit, I promise you, is going to get to whatever large goal you have. Ye bahut important hai. Once you have it, this is what your Excel sheet or your notebook is going to look like. Now, whatever problem you have, whatever your cue is, figure that out, put it over here as a habit, and usually it will not take more than 5 minutes a day to actually do it. Divide it into every single day. Now look, tell me how many minutes is each of these things going to take? Unsubscribing from brand newsletters, muting shopping websites notifications, removing certain shopping apps that you don't think work, etc., etc. These small little tiny changes will actually affect our major goal, which is overspending on our account. The next step is actually making it unattractive, or how he calls it, craving. So, how do you make it unattractive? Think of 5 or 6 ways you can do this. 5 or 6 micro habit changes you can do, like logging out of the shopping apps, transferring 1,000 rupees to a different account so you have less money to spend. Basically, you have to make it difficult and add so much friction to it that it's not too much of an enjoyable and easy experience. Make it tough, which is also the next week's, that is making things difficult. So, India, we have sort of this UPI Lite flow. Jahan pe there's an auto pay, 200 rupees, 50 rupees is just deducted without your knowledge, without a pin. All these things aren't good. Sometimes convenience is working against you. So you can open your UPI app, see what auto pays you have, understand do you really need them? And if you don't, delete some of them. Can you do that right now? You can do a bunch of things over here to make it more difficult. You get the point. And finally, reward. Make it unsatisfying. All the validation you got by buying those things, you have to undo. For example, you might want to tell 30 people about your challenge. A lot of people do this. They publicly post about their new thing that they're going to do. So there is some social shame if you're unable to break the habit. And this is kind of my favorite. The 1 in and 1 out rule, which means that if you buy something, you have to throw something else. It makes that purchase a little more unrewarding, unsatisfying, and it reprograms your brain. But these were just bad habits. You also want to create good habits. So, the same cue we will get from James Clear Baba. We will have to identify our cue and then figure out the reward. If we do this loop multiple times, the brain will associate a good habit with a good thing and create a habit on its own, so it happens on its own. So, we obviously have this habit tracker for you, and all of these 4 parts of the habit loop are mapped to this. Let's say the good habit you want to create is follow a budget. First step is making it obvious, that's your cue. Now the truth is, all of us don't have a cue yet. So first write down all the reasons of why you're not able to follow the budget. No, and you cannot say kyunki man nahi kar raha hai. That's not a reason. Write a few and try to figure out why is this the case. You don't have time, you don't feel like doing it. All of these are bahanas, but write them down. This will just take 5 minutes and it's just day 1. Then you go through all of these through all the week, and in day 7, go to the comments and tell us whether you made progress or not. Remember, this looks damn obvious and damn easy. Main kyun kar raha hu? This sounds so stupid, right? But this is based on behavioral science. The magic is not in this B column. The magic is in the C column. Actually checking the habit tracker and saying, yes, this has been done. So please do it. Trust the process. Then we have week 2, craving, making it attractive. Let's face it, budgeting is not sexy, budgeting is not fun. Kisko karna hai budgeting? So you have to do the impossible, and in this week, you have to make budgeting attractive. So you basically associate something that you enjoy with budgeting. Association of budgeting and a good feeling is what you need to create. Week 3, I think, is the most important, which is basically response, making it frictionless and easy. So think of all the things you can do to make it actually simpler so you don't have to think too much. Like aligning credit card bill to your salary date, automating your SIPs and FD and credit card bills so you don't have to think and make that decision every single week. Basically, what companies are doing to you to make you spend more on their apps, you have to do for yourself so there is less friction in your life to get to your goal, if that makes sense. And then finally, we have week 4, which is reward. Now, this is the week you've all been waiting for. Hopefully, it's also the time you get your salary because it's week 4. But this is the time you see the reward and the fruits of what you've done so far. Did you save more? Were you able to follow your budget? Did you actually see a rewiring of your brain? If you notice, all these micro habits keep telling you, budget better, budget better, budget better. Even though you're spending just 5 minutes, fundamentally, your brain changes in the way it sees life. And this becomes a part of you. So much so, after a few months, you will think that this was such a needless exercise because budgeting comes very naturally to you. And that's what we call is a habit. So this was about good and bad habits and how you can change them. But there's one thing fundamentally that everyone missed in this book. And I wanted to explain that. Habits are really not just about reading this book, filling out that Excel sheet, or even watching a Zero One episode. It's actually about playing the game in such a way that the odds are in your favor. Doing something you actually enjoy as a habit becomes a self-reinforcing activity because you actually enjoy it. It is the reward. So you should find a way to change your habit in such a way that you enjoy it, which changes your future. Because if you enjoy it, chances of you doing it for a long period of time is really, really high. So instead of this video where I'll give a philosophical ending, let's try something new. Cue some music. Motivational. This Sunday, in fact, every single Sunday, I want you to come back to this video and see the pinned comment. We'll update it with a question. Answer those questions every single Sunday at 12 o'clock. It'll take less than 5 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes, but it'll change your life forever because other Zero Oneers will also be participating. I will read every single comment and respond. Our team will change the question every week. And maybe if we all do this in a community, we can change the way we perceive money in a positive light. Even if 10 people do it, I will consider this video a success. Here's a thumbs up and a heart in advance. See you next Sunday.